There's not a lot of information online that I could find, at least, about how to clone computers with the Topdon equipment. So I'm going to give you a little tutorial on how I do it, cloning a GM computer. So the first thing you want to do is go to Services, and then you want to go to the selection MO Prog down here, and then get into that. Just keep hitting OK a bunch of times. And then once we're in, it's going to tell us how it wants us to connect to it. So we've got the Phoenix Smart connected to our dongle, and then it wants us to connect to the T-Ninja box as well. So we've got the one that's going to go to all three of those. So here's the T-Ninja box, and then we've got to give it power. So I've got the outlet powered in right now, so all that's done. So we go to OK again. So now we're in. Now it wants to know what we're doing. So we want to clone an engine computer. It wants to know what kind of computer. Well, we're doing a GM, so we know it's a Delco. It's off a 2009 Cadillac Escalade. So now it wants to know what kind of computer we've got, what series. Well, we know it's an E38. Usually you can find it just by looking on here. So we're going to go to E38, and then let's make sure it's correct. It is. So the next thing we got to do is we got to connect into it. So we find out how by going to View Wiring Diagram up here. Everything's real simple once you kind of get into it, but it's just hard to kind of find everything. So how it wants us to connect to the T-Ninja box is this little adapter right here, which is this thing right here. It's this. It's the Mobilizer Programmer MCU3. You've got to buy that separate. Everything's separate. That, the T-Ninja box, and the scanner itself, all that's separate. So it wants us to plug that into the T-Ninja box, which we have, and then it wants us to put power on it, which we have. We've got that. We got the leads going down to our jumper box down there, and then it wants us to hook in the wiring to it. So we've plugged that in. We've got all the leads right here. So now we're ready to see how to plug it in. So scroll back up, and it's showing us two connectors. So we've got two connectors. We know we got the right computer. One of them's black, one of them's gray, so it wants us to go into the black connector. And then everything's really simply labeled here. It shows us which lead it wants in each terminal. So you just have to look, go through all these. Everything's easily labeled. Like, you know, right here is 7-T2. And everything's easily labeled. So you just mirror that. You want to plug everything in, which we have, and then we hit OK. So now we're in. Now we have to actually connect to it. So we just hit the connect button. Let me turn on the power to the T-Ninja, and then we're going to connect to it. And hopefully, if we've done everything right and there's no connection issues, it's going to say connected. So we're connected. Now we need to back up everything in it. We're trying to clone it. So we want to take everything from the old module and store it in here. So we're going to click backup. And it's going to go through its thing. Sometimes it's really fast. Sometimes it takes a minute. I'm going to pause the video here until it gets done. All right, so we're back. That took roughly 10 minutes or so. It's finishing up now, hopefully with no problems. Let's see. All right, it's reading. There you go. So there's our file. We're going to save it. And we've backed it up. Now we basically have to disconnect. And now we're going to do the same process, but we're going to switch everything from the old computer to the used but new one. Hold on just a second. All right, we've got everything switched over to the new computer. Now we're going to reconnect. And hopefully, if we don't have any connection issues, it's going to go right through. Sometimes it's real fast, sometimes it takes quite a bit. Usually if we've got power and everything connected right, we don't have any trouble. So we're connected. So now we need to restore it. We need to throw everything into it. So we're going to go to the latest one, which is this E38. We're going to hit OK down here, and it's going to start writing. And this looks like it's going to be a lot faster, but I'll come back as soon as it's done. All right, so it just finished up. Probably took 2 minutes or so. So we hit OK there, and we're done. Everything has been cloned. We just disconnect from it and take out our leads, do all that good stuff, and plug it straight in. It should be plug and play. We've done several GMs. We did a Mini Cooper, and I don't think I've had to do any security yet. I think it's all been plug and play. But yeah, pretty simple once we get going. Thanks.